Hi everyone, it's Evangeline here at etrailer, and today we'll be taking a look at the Kuat Sherpa 2.0 two-bike platform rack right here on our 2022 Kia Carnival. The Kuat Sherpa is lightweight, it's compact, and it's very easy to use. It's not really a family bike rack though, so let's say you have your Kia Carnival full of your friends, your family, you all want to go for a bike ride. I would then recommend a bike rack that can be expanded to up to 4 bikes like the Kuat Transfer, or even a hanging rack like the Curt premium hanging style bike rack. But if you're looking for something stylish and a 2-bike platform rack is enough for you, you might be really interested in the Kuat Sherpa. So we'll take a look at some of its features in relation to the Carnival. The first one is going to be the tilt away feature. We have a lever right over here. You're going to want to pull that lever and then that will drop down. Why would you want to drop this down? Well, if you want to access your hatch, you can see here the clearance between our door, our pedals, and our handlebars is kind of close. So if you do have longer handlebars, that might be something worth considering. But now you can reach into your trunk, grab whatever you need. So whether it's your helmets, your bags, your waters, you can grab those real quick without having to take your bikes off. All right. So I have a very compact handlebar and pedal setup here, so most of your normal bikes may have to be taken off. You just lift this up and it snaps into place. All right, so let's talk about weight capacity. This has a weight capacity of 40 pounds per bike, a little bit more than your traditional bike rack. If you have an extra heavy electric bike though, probably not gonna be the best fit for you. Again, the Kuat Transfer might be better for that. But notice how we have our bike mounted. So there's 2 main mounting points. We have our rear wheel straps holding that down. And then my favorite part, which is the front wheel mount. I like pretty much any bike rack that has that front wheel mount because, for example, I have our really nice carbon fiber frame bike here. If I had the traditional bike rack with a hook, I could possibly warp or damage the frame. Since this has a front wheel mount, then I don't have to worry about that. Also, if I have alternate frame bikes, let's say my step-through bikes or women's frame bikes or children's frame bikes, sometimes you need a frame adapter bar. With this, no worries about that. And when you want to take your bike off, you start at the rear wheel strap. So you just press this lever and then lift that strap up. And what I like to do is kind of just like leave that over to the side so it doesn't get caught up in my spokes. Go over here to the front, hold on to the bike as you do so, press this button, lift this up, push that out, and just like that, you can grab your bike and you are ready to go on a bike ride. So I'm just going to leave this to the side so that we can take a closer look at the bike rack itself. Notice the design features here that make it more compact than your larger bikes. You have this tilting rear cradle. This tilts back and forth for different wheelbases. The maximum wheelbase you can carry with this is up to 47 inches. You have this extra thick strap that goes around your wheel, tightens down to secure it. Up here in the front, we have our front wheel cradle. Notice how this also has the grooves. The maximum tire width you can carry with this is up to 3 inches. So for extremely fat tire bikes, not going to be the best fit. But this folds down. There we go. Nice, compact, and neat. Another thing that folds down is our front wheel mount. This ratchets down to secure that front wheel. Folds down. There we go. All right. Whenever you have any type of bike rack on your vehicle, there's going to be some like that into the back of it. So let's take some measurements to see exactly how much on our Kia Carnival. Measuring from our bumper to the end of the bike rack, it sits at 31.5 inches. Still a pretty good measurement for a 2-bike platform rack. You already have a large vehicle though. So whenever you're backing into your garage or parking into a tight spot, just don't forget that you also have a bike rack as well as bikes behind you. Another measurement which is especially important on the Carnival is ground clearance. So at the end of the bike rack, it sits at 18 inches of height. Compare that to the trays, about 17.5, and compare that measurement over by the shank. And that is 9.25. You don't have much ground clearance with a hitch on your Carnival. So whenever you go up those steep inclines like those driveways or those hills, you'll have to be conscious of your ground clearance. Your front will go up, your back will go down. This does have a shank rise though, which means that you have a better chance of your bikes with them being higher up off the ground compared to where your hitch is. So keep that in mind when getting any hitch accessory. Okay, we're going to take a look at the next feature, which is going to be the compact portable storage position. So we have that lever, pull that lever again, and this time push up on the bike rack. There we go, it snaps into place in the compact position. So closest point is going to be from our bumper to that front wheel mount, and we have 3 inches of clearance, plenty of clearance there. Super sturdy bike rack, not getting any closer than that. Length now added is going to be from that bumper where we measured earlier to where our locking knob is, or I guess our anti-rattle knob, and that's about 14.5 inches. There we go. Big difference compared to when this bike rack was folded down. You'll definitely want it in this position if you're just planning on driving around town, not planning on going for a ride just yet. This is also how you will store this in your garage. But what is it like living with a bike rack behind you? Notice how our rear window is obviously very visible. Our taillights are visible. Our license plate is visible. Our backup camera is visible. So it's not covering any of that. I need that backup camera whenever I back up. Good thing this also has a 360 view, so that will be maintained. Okay, let's talk about how this fits into our hitch. We have a 2-inch shank. Now, you can also get the Kuat Sherpa with an 1.25 inch shank, just depending on what type of hitch receiver you have. It's one or the other, not an adapter. So we have a 2-inch hitch receiver in our Carnival today. This uses a hitch pin and it has a lock. That lock is key to the cable lock that goes around your bikes and secures right in the tray. You only need to use one key to access the entire system. But once it's in your hitch, you don't need to use any tools. It's lightweight, it's easy to use. You just tighten it down with this knob, and that extends a ball cam inside of your hitch receiver. So let's do a quick shake test. As I shake our bike rack, just to simulate that road movement and going over those turns or those bumps, you can see how I'm just really moving the car at this point, which is good because it shows that that connection between the bike rack and the vehicle is nice and secure, and then you have a smoother ride for your bike's overhaul because you don't have anything moving extra from an improper fit. Okay, so my personal thoughts about this bike rack is if you were looking for a stylish bike rack, an easy to use bike rack, this would be a good option for you. Oh, you also have color options. This is the Kuat Sherpa in gray with the orange accents, but you can also get this in pearl or metallic black, whichever one fits your vehicle more. But you have a pretty decent weight capacity of 40 pounds per bike, very easy, smooth movements. Now, if you are filling up your Carnival with, again, your friends and your family, you all want to go for a bike ride, the options I mentioned earlier were the Kuat Transfer 4-bike version or the Curt Premium hanging style bike rack, which can carry 5 or 4 bikes and is a family-friendly bike rack. So hopefully this video helped you out with making the decision for whether this is the right fit for you, your bikes, and your adventures. This is a quick look at the Kuat Sherpa 2.0 2-bike platform rack right here on our 2022 Kia Carnival. Here on our test course, we'll start by going through the slalom. This is going to show us the side-to-side action, which simulates turning corners or evasive maneuvers. Once we get to the alternating speed bumps, we'll see the twisting action. This will simulate hitting a curb or a pothole or driving over uneven pavement. Now lastly, we're going over some full speed bumps, and we can see here the up and down action, and this will just be like driving in and out of a parking lot, garage, or driveway. So we can see here how the bike rack moves with our truck.